My name is Jonathan Gilliam, former Navy SEAL, former FBI Special Agent. Let's see what they got. All right. Good graphics. This might have been made on a Macintosh. I'm not sure. Okay, what I'm seeing right here, first off, two apparent guys playing the good guy, and then you got your two bad guys, who somehow have been able to hold their breath long enough for the opponent to walk by them with guns, I'll have you, and not be detected. That's a good breath hold. I'm saying that's a pretty good breath hold. And somebody from supply forgot to give these guys boots. That's a problem. Hard to do battle in some environments without shoes on. All right. Okay, so here we go. Knife fighting. That's a good tactic, but there's just something about these individuals. They just love to cut. They love to have knives. I personally, I never bring a knife to a gunfight. I would rather have a gun myself. Nice tactic. Flipped him right over. Look at that. Rather than shooting him from afar. And again, nobody has shoes on. What is this? Naked and afraid? Shoeless and afraid. Alright, we're getting down to it here. Morning calisthenics, very important to be in shape. Okay? Now this is just me from a media standpoint. It's probably better to put your microphone where we can actually hear you talk crap than have it down below your headgear. I'm not judging, I'm just saying. Leg lifts and flutter kicks, very important for swimmers. Hey look, they got a curl bar. Okay. Curls for the girls, always an important part of military training. And I guess because we're keeping this, across the board, curls for the guys, for the girls. Squats, another one, very important to have strong quads when you're a swimmer. What I find very interesting, though, is how they're doing it one person at a time. I'm not sure if that's because they only have one instructor to train, or if that's because they have eternity to live and fight this fight. It's one or the other. Either way, they're not in a lot of hurry. Does he get his full workout, and then everybody else goes and gets another full workout, or do they do one exercise at a time? I don't know. Okay, so I had an interpreter go through this, and what he's basically saying to these individuals right here is he's saying, I told you to make sure everybody had guns and boots, and nobody has guns and boots. Everybody's got knife and no shoes whatsoever. That might be the supply guy. I'm not sure because he's getting it royal. And he's saying, there's not these boots and guns they're not going to get here themselves. You supply guys have to take it. Supply guys in the military, it looks like it's the same in ISIS. They always think it's their gear, like they own it. Hey, could I get another t-shirt? No, because that's the supply guy's t-shirt. It's the same thing. Okay, here's something you really got to look at. I'm from Arkansas, grew up on the rivers, grew up on the lakes, then went in the SEAL teams. It's important to be a strong swimmer if you're going to be a frogman. I'm not seeing that. I don't know this paddle. Also, four heads and all black sticking out of brown water. That's four little ducklings about to get shot. Here we go again with the knives. This is probably my favorite part of the video right here. He's climbing up on the most clueless guard in the world. I would just rather use a suppressed weapon, but these ISIS guys, man, they are bent on knives and cutting heads. Hey, listen, it's their thing. And there he just threw the gun away. Oh, this is a great one. This is the great Hollywood carry your knife in your mouth tactic, because there's no way that's ever going to go wrong if you slip and fall. And anybody who's done any operating will tell you that they fall at the most inopportune times. I've tripped over nothing before and did a complete flip. Good thing I didn't have a knife in my mouth. This is a very similar tactic to BUDS right here, Basic Underwater Demolition SEAL Training. Stick us in trash and make us waddle around in it. That's actually true. That guy's going to need a hepatitis shot after this. Here he goes, knife in mouth. There's no possible way that guy saw him. I'm not even sure if that guy's alive or if he's high listening to a Walkman or iPod. I don't know, do they even make Walkmans anymore? Oh, that's the best one. The full-fledged crawl right up in front of you and take a guy down that has a gun while you have your knife in your mouth. Oh, here we go. There's the ISIS Navy coming. And they have a rib. No, that's a wood, not a rib. I'm sorry. Looks like they kept some of the guns that they took, though. All right, we've moved on to the next phase, which is... Ooh, he just shot his own guy. That's not good. All right, here we go. Here we go up to the wall where everybody's just posing and there's nobody actually pointing their weapons at any threats. This is awesome right here, though. This guy is so committed to getting virgins that he kicks a door wide open and stands in front of it. That is commitment. This guy wants virgins. So here we go. This is another thing that I've noticed on this video is that they don't have enough money for shoes and guns, but yet somehow they got enough money for a flashbang. They may not be truthful with us about their equipment, ISIS. So the open door didn't take this guy to virgin land, so he's going to potentially back up into his own guy who has a gun right here. That's always a bad way to go, getting shot right up the backside. Important lesson here. This is directly to ISIS. These young boys, these kids that are talking, that are being taught right here. We actually do train for this. We look at the hands where the threat lies. We don't look at the size of the person or the age of the person that's holding the threat. Hands, that's where the threat lies. Alright, I think that's about enough. There's one more thing I want to point out right here, though. Supply guy dropped the ball again and only gave part of them gloves, and those gloves don't even have fingers.